The name of my mission to the International Space Station is Futura. It was chosen thanks to a call for ideas open to the public. We asked space supporters for their ideas. And to give some guidance, I provided some keywords, things that resonate with me and with what it means to me to be part of space exploration. Things like marvel, adventure, journey, discovery, science, technology, inspiration. And I think all those words have a sense of the future, a drive towards something positive at the end of a journey. And Futura conveys that feeling. It's the Italian word for future, but with a feminine connotation. I started dreaming of becoming an astronaut when I was very young, and growing up in the 80s, most of my role models were, of course, American astronauts and Russian cosmonauts. So it was very, very important to me when in 1992 the first Italian flew to space, because as an Italian, all of a sudden it meant that my dream came a little bit closer. And then when I grew up and I continued my education in a European environment, specifically, I think it was in 96 or 97, I was at the very beginning of my university studies at the University of Munich. I had a chance to go and see a presentation of Thomas Reiter, who had just returned from his long-duration mission on Mir. And that, of course, for me was very special to think that a European like me had been in space for 6 months with those American astronauts and with those Russian cosmonauts on a space station. And a few years later, I actually took a class again at the university that was taught by another European astronaut, Reinhold Ewald, a class about human spaceflight. And as part of that class, we were actually taken on a tour of the European Astronaut Center, which is now my workplace and my home base and my home. And Reinhold Ewald, of course, now is a colleague, and in fact his desk is just across the corridor from mine. So it's very special, and if I look back, it's like there has been a passing of the torch between a previous generation and our generation. I understand that being one of the few women astronauts in Europe, and currently the only active one, for a lot of young women, I am a kind of role model, especially for those who aspire to pursue careers in aerospace or in general in science and technology. And of course, I see that as a privilege and, in a way, a responsibility. Studying hard in school taught me discipline and how to learn different things quickly and efficiently. Living and studying in different countries while I was growing up helped me, exposed me to different cultural environment, and helped me to become more flexible and hopefully more open-minded to different ways and approaches. My training as a military pilot helped me to learn how to function in an operational environment, a type of environment where everybody is expected to perform procedures quickly, but with attention to detail, where you're supposed to communicate with other people in your team in an efficient manner, to work with them in a smooth way. And especially an environment where the success of the mission, but even your own personal safety, depends on everybody else doing their job correctly. It's been, of course, a big change in my life, being selected as an astronaut and training for the International Space Station. It's been an enriching experience, an occasion of growth, but I think the core of myself has not changed that much, and I find comfort in meeting old friends from previous times in my life. I have the feeling that whenever I have a chance to meet them, nothing has changed, and I think they look at me in the same way, and we can very easily re-establish that bond. So this big change that has happened in my daily life, I don't think it has affected who I am, and in a way I find that comfortable. I guess in a way it's fair to say that I have prepared all my life for this space mission. Everything I have done in my life since I was a child and I started dreaming of becoming an astronaut, everything I've done on this journey of life and of personal growth, I am absolutely sure that all of them will be with me in space and will help me be a good crew member up on the International Space Station. Since I've been a European astronaut, colleagues have been in space on a long-duration mission. Frank De Vin, Paolo Nespoli, Andre Kuipers, Alexander Gerst, and then of course Luca Parmitano, who is very special to me, of course, not only because we're both Italians and we're both officers from the Air Force, so we have a lot in common from a previous line, but because we joined ESA together. We are part of the same class. And so from 2009 on, we spent over a year working together side by side every single day. So of course I feel very close to Luca. It was like, really part of family that was going up there. I followed very closely every step of his mission. When he arrived on the space station with this huge smile that really conveyed the happiness, the total happiness of a person who had fulfilled his dreams, I really felt incredibly happy for him, and a little bit like I was up there with him. And I'm pretty sure he will feel the same for me, and I'm pretty sure all the people in our class, we like to call ourselves the shenanigans, felt the same and will continue to feel the same for each other. I am very proud and extremely happy of the fact that we live in a special moment for Europe in space. Luca Parmitano, the first of my class, had a long-duration mission recently. When I will fly to the International Space Station, I will actually take over from another colleague, Alexander Gerst. And other colleagues from my class will fly soon thereafter. So there is a constant presence of European astronauts on orbit, and I think that is important, also from a symbolic point of view. Of course, European science goes on anyway. The European science community is well represented on board of the International Space Station, whether there is a European astronaut on board or not. But I think from a symbolic point of view, it's really important to have one of us, a man or a woman from Europe, representing all of us in this continent on our outpost in space. So a very special moment, and I'm very proud to be part of it.